Hey YouTube, so today we are going to be talking about vet visits, and especially that very first vet visit that you might do with your dog. But this learning applies to everyone, all dogs, all life stages. If you've not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to do so. Let's dive into the learning. Okay, so an important thing that you're going to come up against kind of very early on in owning your dog, regardless of their age, is that they're probably going to need a vet visit. For whatever reason, they're probably going to need to go to the vet practice.
I think it's important to mention here, and I'm going to try very hard not to be controversial, but you don't have to rush them there immediately the second you get them.
No.
Because so many owners are like, yes, he's 8 weeks today, he goes to the vets today. Well, you only got him this morning. So I think it's like, absolutely, you do want to visit the vets, and absolutely there's surely bits that you want to check out, but do it at the best time for you and do it at the best time for your puppy. So she hasn't yet visited the vets. She will visit, well, she's visiting the vet now. And she will visit, of course. At the same time, it's picking it around your schedule and around their schedule too, right?
Absolutely. And so then we've got to think about that experience. Like what does that, how can we make that as productive an experience as possible? And so you've got your vet appointment, you're going to arrive at the vets, and the temptation might be to, go and sit in the waiting room with your puppy.
Show everyone how cute they are, do some socialization.
Yeah. And the reality is that that's really not a great place for your dog, your puppy to be having, or your dog for that matter, to be having any kind of experiences. It's often full of animals that are feeling a bit stressed. It's often quite noisy, often lots of novelty.
Thing of food. She was very greedy. Carry on. Carry on. We've managed to just about get around it. But it's almost too much for them, isn't it, in that space?
And so, let the vet practice know that you're there for your appointment, and then ask them to maybe just kind of wave out the window when you're ready, when they're ready for you to come in, and you sit in the car or stand outside.
I think being through a weird period like COVID, actually that taught me that being in the car was in lots of ways much more comfortable for me and my dog. I could carry on doing my work, my emails, my calls and everything else, not hassling anybody. And actually my dogs got to stay in the car that little bit longer. They didn't have that cat across the sort of corridor yowling, and they didn't have to experience the parrot that was coming in and wasn't too happy about it, or any of the other crazy animals that might come alongside aside him. So I think it's important to acknowledge that we don't have to go in and sit in that waiting room. And yet initially, that's probably what I would have considered a socialization experience 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the next thing that we need to think about is take some of your dog's daily food allowance, right? Especially if they need some kind of injection, you really want to make that as kind of calm and as stress-free and as not noticeable as possible. And so as the vet maybe is examining your dog, you can be just feeding them, and it's not about giving the vet some food to give them so that they make friends.
So I would be here whilst Tom was able to possibly pop his hand on her or have a look over
her heart, like, oh yeah, she's got a heart. I didn't expect it. I might be having a little feel of her abdomen, yes.
And then I might give her a pressure release and just see if she can actually come away whilst I maybe ask the vet a question. And I think that's really important to acknowledge, that I can bring her away again, then bring her back in this way. I don't need her to go say hi. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't need someone to go in and rush and say hi. And you can see, even just having that little bit of like someone extra's hands on it, it's enough for her. It's enough.
Absolutely. And then when it comes to kind of giving an injection, what we do is we'd actually scatter some food on the floor. Injection, super quick injection while they're hunting around for the food, and then the experience is done.
It really isn't something that needs to be as traumatic as sometimes we make it. I think it's interesting to know that. And so for me, that scatter and that daily food allowance that she's having is just something that we're going to build and grow in different experiences, different spaces, and 99% of the time she's not even aware of what's going on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully that will de-stress kind of the first vet visit.
Possibly for you and for your dog, because you'll know what to expect. Don't do too much. You know what? Actually, you don't have to do everything at once. There's no rules to this. And so I think that what you can do is you can say, actually, right now, that's about right. And there aren't really strict rules on you have to do everything today. You can split it up and you can do it differently if you want to. Good.
So hopefully that should de-stress your vet visits and give you clear direction about what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, and the great choices that you can make to advocate for your dog.
Share it. Make sure somebody you know gets to see this.
Yeah.
Someone that maybe has a new puppy, a new rehome or rescue dog, a dog that's brand new to them. Share it so that more dogs all around the world have stress-less vet trips.
And if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to do so because there's a new episode every week. We will see you next week, YouTube.
Remember, game changers, whatever the dog owning struggle, there's a game for that.
If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our channel.
And check out our new 25-day online dog training challenge. Watch the videos, play the games, transform your dog owning struggles.
As a loyal YouTube subscriber, you can get a 70% discount through the link in the description below.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the #1 most transformational dog training podcast on iTunes and Spotify, the Sexier Than a Squirrel podcast.
And remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more live teaching, video content and free training using the links in the description.